That's it. We're working. That's it.
Oh, there we are. Oh, yeah.
Good Lord, finally. I do believe we are, in fact, live on the Tube of You.
That's it.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yep.
And we're live.
It's working. It's working.
Chat disconnected. Please wait. We will try to reconnect you. Successfully connected. Well, apparently we're connected. Some would argue. Actually, we are pretty well connected. I just read some of the people you've having to talk to of late. That's so nice. Oh. But welcome, everybody, indeed, to Elevensies, the late morning show with Lisa and Anton. And we apologise profusely. I don't know where Skittle is, and I don't know if Skittle can even get up here, because we're trying a slightly different location today. Good morning, Pam.
Well, we'll explain it as we go along.
As we go along, yes. And yes, I apologise for the brief, unplanned hiatus that we had.
We've had an interesting 3-4 weeks.
Yes, it is.
So, we don't usually broadcast our personal things.
Good morning, Gilda.
Hi, Brenda. But
yeah, no,
we will say that
had a little challenging.
There's this hospital in Poughkeepsie that we refer to as Hotel Vassar.
It's actually quite beautiful.
It is, but that's why we call it Hotel Vassar, because I've called it that for years, but now they really do have beautiful.
No, the rooms now.
Beautiful rooms. Ask us how we know.
I can speak with a deal of personal experience here. Yes.
Yeah. August was a rough one. I took a trip by ambulance. So I'll just say, I've been having some difficulties with my ticker since I went through menopause.
Yes.
And
what they call an electrophysiological problem.
And
that's a big word for you.
I am... well, my train of thought's completely derailed.
That's
so
all right.
Sorry about
Stopped
that.
At the station now. We'll get more passengers.
Okay. All right. So I'm a stubborn person.
You really?
Yes. And I've been suffering from AFib, where your heart rate goes crazy. It goes like... Yeah. So your heart rate fluctuates from 40 to 150.
Some people can live in AFib.
Well, I did. I had no insurance.
Well, that is true.
I had no insurance and lived in AFib for 3 years, which is probably why this
you have a propensity to go back into it
happening.
So much.
I had an episode where my heart rate, I got something called SVT. So my blood pressure was 70 over 35 or 39, and I shouldn't have been conscious. But I recognized that my heart rate was also over 170. Something
they call SVT.
SVT. So
supraventricular tachycardia. What
so
a fancy
I couldn't
name.
walk. I couldn't.
Yes.
I couldn't sit up. I couldn't walk. And my dear friend of 25 years is also my doctor. So he made a house call and said to Anton, "Yeah, I think she's going by ambulance." So I did that, and I got what I refer to as being thumped. Cardioversion.
What fun! Where they zap your heart literally to knock
number
you back
13,
into rhythm.
And you're usually only supposed to get 10, but number 13 in the past 6 years.
14, that would have been.
No, 14 was last week.
Oh, I thought that was 15.
Let me tell my story. And
I don't know.
Yours.
I'm sorry.
That was number 13 in the ER.
I don't know.
So I got thumped in the ER where the sedative is not quite the same, so it's not as enjoyable as you might think. Being, they put the paddles on and
kick you in the chest. Electrically. And, lovely.
Turn you back into sinus rhythm. So that lasted this time only 2 days. And then I went back into AFib, and I was in AFib for 10 days until I could get an appointment to go back to Hotel Vassar to the cath lab and get zapped again. Then they gave me some new medication. And
doesn't seem to be working quite as well as it does.
It's working very
well.
well. It's working very well. My heart rate is only 46, which for anybody who's a medical person knows that's a little too low.
Bradycardic. Bradycardic. I can't pronounce it.
You tell your story in a bit.
I'm telling you.
So for a few days, my legs, feet, ankles swollen up like an elephant's, even if I laid in bed. And started with what they call CHF, congestive heart failure, where your You can feel
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
stuff going on that way. And
Hey, Sparky.
so I'm going back to the doctor on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But the last few days have been even more entertaining.
Yes.
Because I've been home alone. So all I could do was things that I could kind of do sitting down. Hence, we've created this beautiful new place to have Elevensies that will be following the seasons, the Sabbaths and the seasons.
Yeah, we're going to play around with some stuff. We figured we'd like do that. Anyway,
but we had some trees taken down.
We did, yes.
And we'd been lumberjacking, yes, I know, in the middle of AFib and everything else. I had a chair, and I ran the log splitter.
Oh, yeah, you weren't actually wielding an axe. You were using a log splitter.
Nor lifting logs.
Yeah.
I just ran the splitter. Sorry.
Bless you.
Oh, sorry. So.
Hello, Wendy. Hello, Wendy.
Anton banged his elbow.
Yeah, a little bit, but that was a couple of weeks back when I banged the elbow. Actually, when we were a first run, long before Ida. In fact, before the first heavy rain. No, it wasn't.
I don't know.
I can't bloody remember. So I banged my elbow, and it was like a whatever, ouch, that hurt at the time. But it wasn't like they have to rolling around on the pitch and somebody send for the magic sponge. Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you? When somebody gets injured on playing a football field, soccer, as you guys would know it over here,
it's called a pitch.
They milk it. Yes, the field is called a pitch. They milk it for all it's worth, rolling around, and hopefully they'll get a penalty or somebody gets sent off. But no, I was just like, ow, and got back on with it. Thought nothing of it. But I have this weird thing like reactive arthritis, which is very, very well controlled. Occasionally I injure myself, and it can only be a little minor injury. Sometimes that can trigger off like a huge autoimmune inflammatory response. And fortunately, I have these really nice drugs that fix it very quickly. So I took them. And it did nothing.
Didn't work.
And I took him again, and he did nothing and nothing. And it started to get more and more painful. And I was, I'm doing all right. But then the problem is the swelling that came of that. And by Labor Day, realised something was pretty wrong because
So that was Monday.
My hand was actually up like a balloon at this point.
Hold it up now.
I'll say, ouch.
It's certainly not.
Wave your arm around now, Anton.
It's certainly not any less swollen, really.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? So, gosh, yes. Obviously, a very good friend of ours happens to be a doctor. So I was on antibiotics, but they weren't actually doing anything because it appeared like I'd got an infection in the elbow.
Because it was very hot.
Very
hot and swollen.
Yep.
All swollen.
So,
and keep in mind during this, I'm kind of loopy dizzy because my heart rate is like in the 40s.
It's fun, isn't it? It's nothing if not challenging. We did. I will say your taroscopes did say it could be challenging.
Oh, high highs, low lows. Yeah, I'm waiting for the good shit now.
so anyway, gosh,
off to Hotel Vassar we went.
My doctor said, you're probably going to need IV antibiotics. They'll just give you a strong one. You should be all right. I thought, that's fine. I'll just nip into the emergency room and maybe they can, get me up and running and firing on all cylinders.
Right, because when I had cat scratch fever, that's what they did. They just gave me some IV antibiotics and we came home.
Away you go. Apparently not.
So I'm waiting in the car because COVID and you can't go in. And I get a text that says, they're keeping me.
Yes.
And I said, you're kidding. Because now I'm in flip-flops because I can't wear shoes because my feet
You weren't planning on operating the vehicle.
My feet are like an elephant's. And if I turn my head too quickly, my eyes are clicking. And I have to drive home.
Oh, you got home safe.
I did. I'm not to be funny, but I'm a really good driver. My dad was a wonderful teacher, and I learned how to drive a stick and everything. So, because he used to drive trucks for the state highway department, and he had nerves of steel. And he taught a bunch of us 16-year-old girls.
You'd have to have nerves of steel.
Yeah.
I don't understand how driving instructors aren't rampant alcoholics.
Oh God, yeah. That's not right. I remember our driver said, stories about our driver's ed teacher in high school. He was very funny.
I imagine we can do that for Fantastic Friday.
Fridays,
we can
we
follow
talk
up
about
on
that.
that. Learning to drive, that could be an episode.
So they
all
kept
by
Anton
itself,
for
couldn't it?
2 days.
Yeah, the buggers. I wasn't planning on that.
So I was home on my own, and and I can't bend over, because if I bend over, I'll fall over. Now, let's not even worry about I have to have knee surgery replacement.
Well, at some point. So
That's been pushed to the bottom of the list.
When we get around to it.
So I hobble around in the morning. For
these starlets that we are.
Yes. So, and there was no way.
There's a few
no
mechanical
way,
challenges,
like,
but we'll get by.
There's no way in my stupor that I was going to be able to figure all this out. But we did set up, like I said, this nice new place to have Elevensies. And I was able to do little things that I could do in the chair. Right?
Yes,
So,
without sprinting around all over the place.
Folding laundry and clearing the dining room table. And I put like one of these as a table runner and set up that. But there's not really anything I could do other than,
pretty.
yeah.
So there you go. So for those of you who want to know what actually happened to me, apparently I damaged my bursa. I can't even say this. Olicranon bursa or Olicranon bursa. I'm not. I don't know. That probably means like oily skin cap or something like skull cap.
He
or
thinks
whatever.
he got a lot of extra attention in the hospital because of his accent as well. People just kept stopping.
Well, it's probably because I have to say everything twice because nobody understands me. All right, Brummy. What the hell are you talking about, man? So honestly, the people there were absolutely lovely.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I couldn't do what they do, and they are so kind and so considerate, and I really, I mean, it's quite beautiful rooms they've got now. It's ridiculous. I'd hate to know what the bill is.
Yeah,
fortunately, we have insurance now.
Yeah,
so.
he sent me pictures of his suite and everything.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. But even as nice as it was, believe me, I so did not want to be there. I got too much to do.
2 days, he lost 2 days.
Yeah, and there was nothing I could do.
I know, but like the paperwork and everything else, people, honestly, running your own business. I had my phone. That was it. I had my phone, and fortunately, couldn't take him anything because
no. They said, well, they can bring you some new clothes, but they have to fit into a 1 litre Ziploc bag, sealed 1 litre Ziploc bag. And they've got to leave them, at a drop box in reception and somebody will bring them to you.
So I wasn't going to do that with his computer.
Do I trust my computer to make it upstairs at that point?
No.
Probably not. And, it was, but joking apart, they're absolutely fabulous people, and they looked after me really, really well. I'm still in a little bit of a
owie.
A little bit owie, yeah.
And typing is going to be fun.
I cracked the doctor up when he was doing the discharge papers. I said, so to summarise then, keep yourself warm, drink plenty of fluids, and if you find yourself in a sword fight, favour the other arm. And he went, yeah, pretty much. So there's nothing they can do for it. I mean, they could give me surgery and actually take the bursa out, but that's more harm than good, to be honest. I mean, so now the infection's under control. I'm back with, what do you call it? Back on an oral antibiotic. So hopefully it's going to continue to get better. This swelling has gone. Don't laugh. I've been doing the old, fortunately.
Look at the size of your fingers.
This is nothing compared to.
Little sausages.
It was yesterday morning. I noticed after they give me the Toradol or whatever, this sprung up into. There's somebody really insistent on speaking to you, and they can probably go shove it right now.
I don't know. They've been calling the shop now. They're calling.
Well, it can't be that desperate. So fortunately we have a wonderful Hannah, who's a beautiful person and massage therapist. I'd heard the word manual lymphatic drainage, and when I realised that all of the stuff from my bursa was leaking into my arm, and that's why I was looking like some kind of blow-up suit.
He said that the pink armband that they had put on here to tell nurses and phlebotomists don't touch
restricted
this arm.
extremity. In other words, don't prod that. They ran out of places to stick me in this arm. It was entertaining. It was like, you get no sleep in a hospital, do you? They come in every 5 minutes. Oh, time to take your blood.
Again?
Okay, well, let's see if you can find somewhere else. Oh, time to see if you're sleeping.
Anyway.
Just woke me up for that.
So
Anyway,
what we thought we'd talk about today
I'm trying to wake my computer up now. There we go.
for Thoughtful Thursday is don't give up.
Are you supposed to be keeping that elevated above your head, Anton? Above my head, above my heart would be ideal.
He has a seat on the sofa over there with pillows
I can
stacked
go
up.
park my ass on the sofa and stick my arm up a bit.
Yeah.
But the swelling is markedly down, and it was so nice to be back in my own bed and back here with my dear sweet buddy, because I'm honestly quite worried about her, you know.
Well, yeah,
we need to now
it probably wasn't the
sort
best
out.
idea for me to be by myself without a I've fallen and I can't get up button.
So, God, we've got 1,000 comments here, so let's have a look.
Yes, Mercury shadow for sure, Jen.
I don't know.
The retrograde's coming on the 26th, 25th.
Sparky was saying my friend quit wine because she realised it was triggering AFib. Well, Lisa barely drinks, so it's not wine,
anymore.
but we have identified, because we've been making some really helpful...
Red meat is
yeah,
my
we think
trigger.
it might be red meat, so we're going to eliminate that totally from our diet.
Because I've been watching my calories and stuff, and I realized when I looked back at my little food diary that the night before I went into AFib, the last 3 goes, which was over a period of maybe 2 months,
Red meat preceded it.
the
Yep,
meal
that was the
beforehand.
thing. So
But
that may be the trigger.
I rarely have a drink,
Yep.
and if I do, I skip the medication that slows your heart rate. But I mean, we're talking like maybe for my birthday or
Nobody could
a gin
accuse
and
you of
tonic
being a
for-
rampant alcoholic,
Yeah.
could they? To be
We
honest.
never have any time off, so drinking is really not conducive because you have to kind of be.
You'd be swigging out of a wine bottle. Things are starting to get desperate at that point, aren't they?
But needless to say, I'm not reading at this point because, I've been reading professionally for 30 years, and I really take that. I take the work that I do very seriously, and I feel that if you're going to try to counsel someone regarding their life, that you need to be accurate. And I know nobody is 100% psychic, but I really, really take my work very seriously. So until my heart thing gets sorted out where I can think straight, let alone pay attention to my psychic side, I won't be reading. But that said, there are 12 other amazing readers at our shop, and we make everybody read me as their interview.
This is very true.
I would not put my name or reputation with someone who wasn't good. But anyway, what we really wanted to say was just don't give up.
No.
You can get
what are you going to do if you give up?
and battered and broken. And, I saw a post today that said, when the sword gets broken, don't try to mend the broken part because it won't have strength. However, you could sharpen it into a knife. And I thought, that's really good, right? You may lose something. You may feel defeated about something. You may be frustrated about something. You may feel very down about something. But if you wallow in that and you stay in
Why
that,
so hard? Why all these problems?
you will never defeat it, right? But the sword that becomes a knife now has its power back. It can cut things and do the same kind of work the sword did, but maybe it has to be closer to its work.
Yes, lots of people. Yeah, giving up won't fix a problem.
No.
It never has.
Do what you can do. A baby step is better than no step.
Exactly
right?
so.
So I could have laid in bed and been, oh my God, I can't get up. I'm so nervous about falling, blah, blah, blah. I could have stayed in bed. Then I would have gotten absolutely nothing done, albeit I didn't get much done. But we
something
have
is better than nothing.
A little bit of decoration for Mabin, Albin Elvid. And, I was able to do some of my paperwork, albeit I didn't do my regular daily paperwork because, again, focusing is not easy.
I know. One of the first things I had to do when I got home
With some admin,
late yesterday afternoon was actually some really urgent admin that needed to be done. So I took care of that. And we always tell people you've got to take care of yourselves as well. And I think we do a good job.
Are sending prayers and healing
Oh, bless.
energy.
They're so lovely.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
We do a good job of taking care of each other. We do. And I think the thing that concerned
I'm so
me
sorry.
most...
I think I have allergic reaction to the medicine as well.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
I'm hoping they can sort that out and you can get firing on all cylinders again. Because, med interactions are a bitch. They really are. They can throw you for a loop. And I know, it's a struggle. But
yeah, just don't give up.
Struggle.
Just
Better
going.
to struggle than
one
not.
foot in front of the other.
And take time for yourselves. And I think we've
an
been
attitude of
forced
gratitude, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, there was... I don't know whether... I'm going to say this much because, I mean, I'm not going to reveal anybody's identity because obviously I don't know who it is. So, but there was, in the hospital where I was at, there was a fellow a few doors down, I guess, in the hall. He was having a hard time with it. It really was. He obviously got, I guess, something like
Dementia
Alzheimer's
or
some kind of dementia. And the amount of people who were going, can't you shut him up? Can't you shut him up? Can't you shut him up? And I thought I just really focused and tried to send him love and calm healing because obviously he's very, very distressed. I know my mum went through Alzheimer's and it's an absolute bitch of a disease, but fortunately my mum was in the space where she was like, she hasn't got a clue what was going on,
right?
But she was totally happy with it. You know, it was like everything was a new experience and a joy. And oh, how lovely to meet you. You know, okay, Mum, I'm your son, but you've got lovely legs. Well, thank you, but I'm
Mr.
still your
Smith.
son.
Everybody was Mr. Smith.
But I mean, she at least was in a good space with that. But this fellow is obviously, you know, I mean, apart from the fact he's in hospital being treated for something else as well, but he's obviously in a very distressed condition. And I think so many people think, can't I get any rest? Yeah, you're in a bad space. You're in hospital too. I totally get that. I understand. It's not nice to hear this.
There's rooms full of people. It's not all about you.
Correct. But, you know, I did my best to try and send him love and healing because, you know, everybody has a story you know nothing about. And I just thought, well, I guess my mum was blessed that, you know, even though she went through Alzheimer's, she wasn't in that kind of space with it.
She wasn't in that kind of space. And
could so easily have been.
And she was so out of it by the time that Anton's father passed away.
Yeah.
She didn't even have to grieve the loss of her partner because she didn't remember any of that.
They've been married for what, 60-something years?
63 or 64 years.
63 years.
But she didn't know who he was, which is terrible.
It is
But
terrible.
at the same time, she didn't have to grieve that loss, you know?
I know.
Or at least we don't think she did. Who knows what goes on in the head of an Alzheimer's dementia patient?
I absolutely no idea. But I think there's a lesson for all of us there that nobody gets out of this world alive. That's the first thing you have to understand. You know, and the coming in and departing can sometimes be unpleasant.
Right.
You know, I mean, just when I was in the emergency room and there were lots of people complaining about how long have I got to wait to be seen? I've been here 5 hours in 5 years. That's a long
5 hours.
time. 5 hours.
But
there's code calls going off. There's like trauma level 1 bay,
ambulances
whatever.
just keep backing in and backing in.
Yeah, the ambulance bay is full.
And you got those frequent flyers looking for their pain meds. You know.
Yeah, but you know, and they do a bloody good job of triaging people. And if you're, you know, when
waiting,
Lisa,
it's because you can.
When Lisa was having that episode with the SVT. They didn't keep her waiting a second, let me assure you. She got taken in and sorted out because
they really thought I was going to peg it.
Well, you're in a potentially life-threatening condition.
They were like, how are you still speaking? Your blood pressure is so low.
So yeah, I think there's a lesson for all of us here when you see, we are inherently, and this is Thoughtful Thursday, so I think it's good that we're talking about these philosophical things. We are all inherently the center of our own universe. We have to be.
Well, especially Leos.
Thanks.
Ruled by the sun. Anyway.
Thanks. But we are the center of it. We see from where we're standing, and we're the focus point of our focus. We're the, whatever you call I can't think of the word. My photography fails me now. We're the viewpoint. You know, that is where we are. We're the viewpoint. So we can't not see from where we're standing. But sometimes you have to realize that there's a lot more that you cannot see.
Out of view, yes.
There's a lot more you cannot see. And so to be a little philosophical and understand, and I honestly found that even though I was in the ER from, I think it was 3:19 that they put the band on my wrist, and I finally got upstairs in a room
12 hours later.
About 3:19 in the morning. so yeah, it took.
But he was
took
being
a
looked
while.
after. They'd already given you medication. They'd already done
right.
X-rays, and
They found me a sandwich so I didn't starve. I did try to point out I could live on my own body weight for about a month, but hey, we're doing good. We're making good, healthy lifestyle choices and all that sort of stuff. So.
And we have such a list of wonderful
things. Oh my goodness,
things.
we've got so much good stuff.
You know, like we're working on Celtica, we're working on all kinds of things for YouTube and the shop, and just there's all kinds of wonderful things happening.
But
so
we
just need to regroup a little bit.
Yeah, but we're stupidly blessed because we've got this wonderful community around us that just muck in and send healing energy when anybody ever needs it, and they're so lovely, and we are so ridiculously grateful to have, you know, the what we have. It's and you know, learning. It was funny, but the time that I spent in the waiting room waiting to be seen, I wasn't actually waiting. That might sound strange, and I think maybe
your mind was very busy.
I finally clocked the, you know, how long must we wait? Well, until waiting is done. If that's all you're focused on, if you're focused on, oh my God, how long's everything going to be? When's this going to happen? When's this going to? You're in a position where you focused on lack and you don't have it yet, and the impatience or the dissatisfaction of being where you are. If you practice, like, and this is difficult for me because, you know, Leo's so patient, aren't we? We're so patient. If you can learn to practice like serene acceptance and just be, and I tried to practice because, to be fair, I was in a bit of pain, so I really tried to just focus on my breathing to like meditate the pain away a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I found that stillness and that calmness and just it wasn't so bad. It really wasn't so bad. And then I got looked after really well, and it's not so bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be able to, you know, get into a sword fight unless I use my left hand right now. But hello, come on, Toya, you're killing my father. Prepare to die. But I am not left-handed. Neither am I. Yes, never mind.
Anyway.
Oh yes, but wonderful. And it was. So yeah, we actually got 5 minutes to sit and watch some TV for the first time because I couldn't do anything.
You couldn't do anything really, and neither could I. So we had to sit last night.
I'm ill-advised to aggravate
right.
this
so I don't
injury.
think you'll be using the chainsaw or anything.
No,
soon.
that's. But there's a lot of wood needs chainsawing up.
Oh
so
yeah.
I need to just, you know, give it a day or so to get this done. And that's what the orthopedic surgeon who came in and said to me was, look, you can, if you want, go home. I can't keep you here. But if we don't take care of this, you may be having a chronic problem for the rest of your life. So it's your call. And, like, you know, when they put it that way, it's like, okay, so I'm going to be screwed up for 48 hours. But better this now than the rest of my life having a buggered up elbow that I can do nothing with, you know? So yeah. You've got to be, you know, philosophical sometimes.
Yep,
That's
just
it.
got to get on with it.
What's Pam saying? Your impatience and Leo's stubbornness. What are you saying? What are you saying? No, surely not.
I'm impatient? Surely not.
I think you are a bit.
Oh, yeah.
You take after your dad just like that.
I do. Well, my dad was the kind of guy that if he wasn't 15 minutes early, he felt he was late. And he would just do things. Both of my parents were like that. They just, you know, get up and do it. Just do it. And neither of them gave up very easily, you know. I think we've told you that when my dad was dying of lung cancer and had oxygen, he had them put the oxygen tank on wheels so he could still take his lady friends dancing. Of course, he would only do the slow belly rubbing kind, but
well, you know, that's a good excuse for him, wasn't it?
And the other arm, you know. But he was driving to God knows where. Then he just did it. You just do it because what your other choice is do nothing. And how is that going to serve you? So just do it.
Then you focus on all of the shit stuff
that you can't do. So focus on the stuff you can do instead.
Yeah, and while you're doing that, lo and behold, there you go. I love this card. You can tell us all about it.
Today's card of the day.
I'll hold it up with this hand.
Oh, I can hold it up if you want. I just want to put this one. Today's card of the day is the Justice card. Oh, look. I wonder if they can see it if I put it here. No.
We need a card stand. That's what we need. Well, actually,
maybe too far away, but
you never
it's
know.
very large.
But there you go. It's Justice. Oh, no, I won't see behind. It sort of works there. That's good. Justice. Justice. That sort of works.
Finding a balance.
It is indeed. Find a balance.
So find a balance between what you can't do and what you can do. And, I've said that this month is going to be high highs and low lows.
Well, let's have the high highs now.
So celebrate the good things and try not to get tied down by the things that didn't go the way you thought or wanted them to. So for today, work to find your balance.
Yes.
And work to take those baby steps.
Yep, absolutely, yeah. There is a philosophy, even a kick up the arse sometimes is a step forward. Oh, Pam says, great card. Hello, Carol. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really great to see you guys today. So, yeah, the Justice card. And it's kind of interesting that I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again until I bore everybody to death. In the Thoth deck, or Thote deck, however you pronounce it, this isn't the Justice card. This is termed Adjustment. And if you think about what justice is about making things right, isn't it? Restorative justice is the best kind of
what
justice.
is your punishment for your crime?
So you deprive the guy of this, you need to give him this back, kind of thing.
Right.
So this is a really important card in terms of you need to make adjustments, and it is. Sometimes, life throws you curveballs, and sometimes you wind up, knocked off course. And I love the way everything sort of fits into a loose plan, don't we? So today, you have to make adjustments, and that is if there's something you can't do, fine. Move on to the thing that you can do right now. Make progress with that. Make what necessary adjustments you need to make, but bloody do something. Don't just sit there like a prisoner of your own mind, stuck in the morass of miserable whatevers. Because we can all get there. We can get so.
Oh, Lord
sucked
knows
into
there's
that.
enough things that if you focus just
if you
climate
turn your
or
damn
world events,
TV on, you will get depressed.
you will not move.
You don't get, hello, we've come to you this evening with some good news. You don't really see that, do you? It's like somebody shot this place up, somebody's burnt this down, there's wildfires, there's pollutions, there's, et cetera, et cetera,
floods,
et cetera.
Fires.
Same red as the Hierophant. Well spotted, it is. It is indeed.
Same
and the
red.
the Hierophant is a great teacher too.
Sits between the two pillars as well.
So yes, it's between two pillars. But this indicates, and there's the parallel there of that lightning flash of the devil as well.
The other
as
thing,
above, so below.
The other thing about the Hierophant and the Justice card are they both represent zodiac signs ruled by Venus.
I did
the
not know
Hierophant
that.
being Taurus and the Justice card being Libra.
Oh,
There's
well,
so much in the tarot that it takes a lifetime.
Or more. But it's not Tarot Talk Tuesday.
No.
So yeah,
but we missed Tarot Talk Tuesday, so I thought I could do that tidbit.
We did miss Tarot Talk Tuesday.
We missed Tarot Talk Tuesday, so I thought I'd treat you to a tidbit.
Oh well, thank you. I consider myself tidbited up, and that's wonderful. Listen, thank you so much, and thank you for bearing with us while we got our collective whatever together. We've got some ways to go. We have some cunning plans so cunning you could pin a tail on it.
But yes, we're working on some cool stuff for YouTube. But there's just so much going on, and we're very, very excited. And
yes,
tell all your friends.
Please do tell your friends. Please do. We're doing our best to be less of a well-kept secret. I mean, we're not exactly media whores. But it would help our cause greatly if we became that way.
Yeah.
Because, we need people to know about what it is we're doing for us to be able to do it, So that's what we're endeavouring to do. And Pam says, love you and thank you always for being you. Well, you know what? We can't be anybody else other than us.
Well, thank you.
That's
yes,
what
I want to say thank you to Sanda and Pat and Tina and Jen,
other people's,
and Brenda.
And if there's anybody I haven't said hello to, thank you. I'm sorry.
And if anybody has, I see people asking questions, and Savannah, just scroll back and you can get the whole story. And Brenda says, do they ever take vacation? And Jen said no.
Do you know what we did? We actually did a vacation when we got married, and we were supposed to go back this last year.
But COVID.
Because we planned to do it for our 20th anniversary, because 20 years ago, in 2000, we got married barefoot on the beach in tie-dyes.
In Antigua.
In Antigua. And I don't know if we've ever told anybody. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll tell people about our crazy wedding.
We
did tell people about our crazy wedding? All right, well... Yeah,
anyway, so
we never got there.
October is 21 years.
Who knows if this October?
I don't think we'll make it our 25th, because I don't think COVID's going to be gone anytime soon, sadly.
Yeah, and in that personal note, and from what the doctors told me as well, of the way their ICU's doing, if you haven't yet got a vaccine, please, unless it's against medical advice, would you please contemplate doing that? Honestly, it's not just about you, okay? This is about protecting your community and the people that you love. So really do think about that if you haven't done that yet. That's a personal plea, okay? So anyway.
Touchy ground.
It might be touchy ground, but I'm going to go there, all right? There's, yeah, it's kind of crazy. So do think about that. Anyway, guys, we've got to go forth, come fifth, and win a cup.
We got a lot of paperwork to do.
That's about all we can.
That's all we can do.
It's about all we can do, which is a bit frustrating. Yeah, I can walk
and I can type,
and you can lift it. So between us, if we pool our resources, we might get something achieved today. So we're gonna give it a go. Thank you so much for watching us. Do please like, comment, and subscribe. We're very grateful for your support. And oops. Oh shit, I've got to do it. You've got to talk for a minute.
I've got to talk for a minute.
I forgot. It won't save anything unless I do this. I've forgotten. I've been talking for half an hour and forgot to do this.
Well, I think I'll just remind people that a while back on Tarot Talk Tuesdays, since we missed this one, I wanted to remind people to do your comparing. You know how I said, well, look at the Four of Cups and the Hanged Man. Start doing your comparing between different cards.
Oh, yeah.
And see the commonality in clothing or backgrounds or messages.
I think people are. I think this is a really good comment from Pam saying, notice the colour, there. That's obviously you guys are doing your homework, so that's wonderful. Thank you so very much. Keep that arm up. Yeah, I'll pretend I'm like, hold you. No, actually, I heard to do that. So I will get it.
I got to get him one of those little platform things that sits on the table.
There's one around. Oh, maybe
that pokes out from
here. Yeah, like a little prop. I wonder. It's going to be interesting, me walking through doors at that point. Listen, I don't need to do this long. The swelling is definitely coming down. The infection's under control, so I'm doing good. So,
he's on it.
Listen, thank you so very, very much for watching. Right. Have an amazingly beautiful day, and God's willing, and if the creek don't rise, we'll see you tomorrow for Fantastic Friday. Elevensies.
At this rate, if we're not there, you know what's going on.
There's a reason. We'll explain afterwards if for whatever reason we didn't get there. But I'm fingers crossed and all that fun stuff. We'll get there. So thank you so very, very much. It's been a joy. Do please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video all over the place. Turn us into media whores. We'll like that. All right, you need to go blow your nose, because I sense everything is itching. Right. Well, they've got to sort this meta interaction out for you. They really